Economic heart attack in this country. OPEC will have us. Will we fight and make sure that we can defend the state of Israel? Why do you think President Obama is not siding with Israel? He sees this, what I just told you. He understands this. They know. They know that oil's drying up. And they know that with not building that pipeline, we're not going to have access to oil reserves. And they know they're going to be more dependent upon OPEC. And so what are we doing? We're throwing Israel under the bus because we know we're going to be dependent upon OPEC. We're going to say, oh, Iran, we don't want you to get a nuclear weapon. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Go ahead, just give us your oil. Folks, the President of the United States is selling the economic security of this country down the river right now. Let's get to manufacturing. Manufacturing is the opportunity for every American, just like in energy, every American to have a great opportunity to participate in the American dream. I grew up in a steel town in western Pennsylvania, Butler, Pennsylvania. That little town, everybody worked at the mill at Armco or worked at the Pullman Standard plant building railcars. And as I grew up, those mills got smaller and Pullman shut down. And that little town was like a lot of steel towns in western Pennsylvania that struggled through the 1980s and 90s. I know what it's like to live in a town where your friends and neighbors lost their jobs and had to go and work 2 or 3 jobs to make the money they did before. We went from 21% of this country employed in manufacturing, which on average pays $20,000 more a year than the average job in America. 21% used to be employed in manufacturing, now it's 9%. And it's drifting down. And we have a president who's through a regulatory scheme, through an anti-energy policy that's making American manufacturing even harder and less competitive. We have some great natural advantages in this country with manufacturing. We've got low natural gas prices now, which is a great key to manufacturing. We've got available labor, people who want to work. But we have a president with environmental policy who doesn't want manufacturers in this country. He doesn't want things produced here because it's dirty. He doesn't want people to have the opportunity to rise in society. His policy is not to give blue-collar workers a job, it's to give them food stamps, to give Medicaid, to help them so they will help him get reelected.
Yeah.
People say, well, you know, if you go out and you grow the economy, you create opportunities for blue-collar workers to work, they may not vote for you because they don't see the direct tie to you. I don't care if they vote for me. I care that they have a great quality of life in America. We put together a plan that cuts the corporate rate in half, makes it basically a flat tax for corporations. So small corporations who don't have big compliance departments and all sorts of accountants and lawyers to figure out the complexity of the corporate tax code, that they're going to pay the same rate as the big corporations who have all those folks sitting there being able to reduce their tax burden. So we've now leveled the playing field between small business and big business. That's what America should be about. But when it comes to manufacturers and processors, we want those jobs here in America. The rest of the economy, yes, I understand we have to compete. Our economy does compete. But the one that most directly competes against foreign competition is the manufacturing sector. Everybody says, you know, well, on the conservative side, we have to treat everything the same. Supply side economics. I'm for supply side economics. The Wall Street Journal called my plan supply side economics for the working man. Why? Because we take the corporate tax from manufacturers and processors and eliminate it. So we can go out and compete against China and Mexico and get those jobs back. We also go through and look at the regulatory environment.